Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and it's the return of the puzzle master Ard van der Wetering today. Many puzzles by Ard have featured on the channel, but some of them have had incredible numbers of views, and we have seen a setup very like this before. Now, I know that Ard has definitely sent us a puzzle with just those two digits in exactly those positions. I think he's also sent us a puzzle that involved the positive diagonals only. I mean, he's called this Deja Vu, which is acknowledging that there have been puzzles with similar setups before. I do sort of think I've seen that the difference between two neighbouring diagonal digits is only 4 or 5 before, but I don't know exactly the extent to which this overlaps other puzzles. But I suspect they're all by him if it does. It's a brilliant setup. Anyway, look at this, the emptiness of this grid. Although, to be fair, apart from the two given digits and the one line is in it, there are quite a lot of imaginary lines that are mentioned in the rules. I will explain that in a moment. Now, if you want to have non-imaginary puzzles that are great fun to do, try our apps. They are fantastic. They feature line Sudoku and lots of other things, sandwich and chess. And the latest one is Fog of War, of course, which is great fun. We love the fog puzzles, but it's just brilliant what has developed in Sudoku in the last few years. One of the things that has developed is Blobs, who has developed a brilliant Sudoku hunt called The Hobbit. Some obviously based on the works of Tolkien, illustrated by Ted Naismith. Absolutely fantastic, and that is our patron reward for January, so check it out. It's over there on Patreon, along with lots of other content that we love to bring you. Patreon's great fun. Anyway, there's also our merchandise and SVEN'S Sudoku Pad to check out. Please do. They're on the links under the video, but the first link there is to Deja Vu by Ard van der Wetering. I will explain what the rules are today. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. In the positive diagonals, i.e. the blue marked diagonal and all the diagonals parallel to it. So that's one of them. That's another. That's another. The difference between two neighbouring digits in any of those is only 4 or 5. It can't be anything else. It can only be 4 or 5. And along the blue marked diagonal only, all digits are different. So that doesn't have to apply to the other diagonals. It will probably apply to that one and that one. What an intriguing rule set. See, I look at that rule set and I go, there is no way that a Sudoku grid can conform to that. It is astonishing. I mean, the fact that we've been given this puzzle, been sent it by Ard, suggests there is a way, but I'm amazed by that. What's more, Ard has not just found that such a grid exists, but he's worked out that populating it with just 2 digits is going to make this a solvable puzzle. I'm also prepared to bet that the solution time will come in somewhere between, say, 10 and 50 minutes, and therefore that it will be not only achievable, not only minimally disambiguated, but probably fun. And that, dear Sudoku constructors, is the most important thing. Make it fun. Don't make it so hard that it's only just solvable. Don't make it so amazing but really straightforward that it's just a write-in. Make it fun. That's my tip. Anyway, Ard always does, and he doesn't need any advice from me, and I'm not giving it to him. What I'm going to do is restart my clock and say, let's get cracking. And, I mean, it's a bit like fog. There's nowhere to start except this diagonal, surely. I suppose box 7's a possibility, but I suspect the reason I'm doing this puzzle is because Simon can see that pencil marking is going to be helpful. So 1 plus 4 or 5 means that's 5 or 6. Now, there are, well, no, that I don't think that can be 6, because the next digit along would have to be 4 or 5 away from 6. We're not allowed to go up to 10 or 11. So we'd have to come down to 1 or 2, but they already feature in the box. They're the only things that already feature in the puzzle. So that's a 5, and then this can't be a 1 again, so it must be a 9. And I think those are effectively given. Now, then we're going to get some variation. Now, if we were allowed to repeat a digit, this could be 5 or 4, but we're not, so it's 4. Then we go up again from 4 because we can't go down, and we can't go up to the previous number we used, and there are only ever 2 possibilities in terms of distance. So we go up 4, and then we must come down, and we can't go down 4, so we go down 3. Then we go up, and we can't go up 5, so we must go up 4. Then we must go down now 5, then we must go up 4. And there we go. We've populated the long positive diagonal. We have a lot of positive diagonals here. So now, do we pencil mark the rest of the puzzle? Or maybe we look at box 7 or where we go from the 2. Let's look at where we go from the 2. Plus 4 or 5 gives 6 or 7. Now, what happens after that? You see, now there's a bit of variability, because this time we could go back to 2. We weren't allowed to do that on the marked diagonal. But here, this could now be 1, 2, or 3. From 7 minus 4, you get 3. And then this one, we're going up, but there's a range somewhere between 5 and 8. It can't actually be 8. So 5, 6, or 7. Now we're not necessarily coming down. We could go up to a 9, or from 5, 6, and 7 minus 4 or 5, we could come down to 1, 2, or even 3. So I don't know. This is mushrooming in terms of the number of candidates. Let's go back to the box. Okay, the remaining digits in box 7 are 3, 4, 6, 8, 7. Sorry, let's do that in a sensible order. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. But we've got 2 pairs that have to have the 4 or 5 separation. In fact, 6 cannot be separated by any of 3, 4, 7, or 8 by a distance of 4 or 5. It's only 1, 2, or 3 away from them. So 6 can't sit in any of those cells because it can't have a neighbour on those diagonals. You don't need me to draw in the diagonals, do you? You can imagine that that's another positive diagonal, and that's one. I'm sure you can. So 6 can't sit there or there or there or there, and it does go there. That's weird. Right. And actually, hang on a sec. These pairs are going to have distances of 4 between them. They're going to be a 4-8 pair and a 3-7 pair. I don't see how I know the order. So let's go up from the 6. This is now 1 or 2. The next one along is plus 4 or 5 from that, so somewhere between 5 and 7. Now I think we're getting the mushrooming problem again. Or maybe I should carry these on into the final box and see how we resolve. I don't know, it's a weird setup. I don't really know how to go about it. So from 5, 6, or 7, we could go up to 9. It was a bit like here, wasn't it? We could go to 1, 2, 3, or 9. So in this box, we can't go to 3. Then from 1 or 2, I am going to carry on now. From 1 or 2, we could go up to 5, 6, or 7, but 7 is ruled out. From 9, we could come down to 4 or 5. There's some overlap, strange overlap between those possibilities. Right, from 5, we could go up or down to 1 or 9. From 6, we could go down to 1 or 2, but 2's forbidden. From 4, we could go up to 8 or 9. So actually, the mushrooming effect isn't quite as bad as I thought. Now, from 1, we can only go up to 5 or 6. From 9 or 8, we come down to 9 or 8 minus 4 or 5. 3, 4, or 5. So actually, it was a bit more restricted than I thought. So I'm going to carry on from this one. Then I might have to do the interstitial positive diagonals. Anyway, from 1, 2, or 3, I could go up to anything from 5 to 8. And from 9 I could come down to 5 or 4. Oh, well that was exactly the problem I was expecting. And then from those digits I could come down to anything up to 4 or go up to anything from 8. Yeah, that wasn't what I was hoping for. Right, so either this there is a 4 difference there and a 4 difference there. This is either 3, 7. Let's just do it one at a time. If that goes 3, 7, this one must come down from 7 to 3 or 2, but it couldn't be 2. So let's say 3. Okay, I'm going to carry on. So these cells, they're works in progress. They're not complete. I'm going to do that in a moment. This then has to be 7 because it can't be 8. This then goes down to 2 because it can't be 3. So if we started with a 3, there's only one way of filling this row. If we started the other way round with a 7, we'd go to 3. Then we would go to up to 7 or 8. Then we would go down to somewhere between 4 and 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. 7 minus 5 is 2. Oh, well that would have to be a 2 in this box. From 2 we would go up to, 6 or 7. Okay, and now I still haven't tried the 4, 8 possibilities here. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm getting too many, but let's try it. 4, 8. Oh, well that would be a 3 again. It couldn't be a 4. Oh, and then we know, because I've tried this, then from a 3 we must go to 7 and 2. Okay, and then 8 and then 4, then we would go up to 9 or 8. So we would go up to 8. Well, these don't change because I didn't change that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to try this same exercise here. Hopefully something will emerge. So let's start 3, 7. We'd have to come down to 3, up to 7, down to 2. Let me give these a colour so you can see where I'm acting now. And now 7, 3 would go up to 7 or 8. Would come down to 2, 3 or 4. Would go up to 7. From 2 we would go up to 7. Well, I mean, this is impossible at the moment, so we might get some disambiguation in a second. 4, 8 comes down to 3, which we've already done, so that goes 7, 2. We'd better get a new possibility here, otherwise the central box is impossible, or I've done something wrong. 8, 4, oh no, we're not going to get a new possibility, because that becomes 8. Ah, I've forgotten one possibility, thank goodness. Yes, it's the same as here. From 2 there, you could go up to 6 or 7. So from 2 there, you could go up to 6 or 7. So sorry, when I got to 2 here the first time, I missed 6 or 7. But this is still impossible. And the annoying thing is, it means I've done something wrong. This is impossible because those 4 cells seem to have to be filled with just 3 different digits. Wow, so can I just find the possibility I've missed? If we go 3, 7, well that could be 2, no it can't be 2. Ah, it could be here. Yeah, I got sucked into the possibility that 3, 7 there must mean the 3 as it did here. But it didn't. 3, 7, 2 there, because that 2 is not seeing that cell. That could be 2. Now this could be 6. Which doesn't expand the range of purple and yellow in box 5 on its own, but it does now allow for a 1 there. And isn't that weird? This is, I mean, I think this pencil marking is right now. It's easy for me to say. I made a mistake a moment ago, but I did find it. But look, that must be a 2, 6, 7 triple, and this must be 1, and that must be 9, and this must be 5. And I think we've probably got enough to complete the whole blooming puzzle now, which is just incredible. Now, 1 can't touch 2. 6 or 7, I can remove 7 or 8. We're going down to 2 or 3, then we're bouncing up to 7 or 8, then we're bouncing down to 3 or 4. Oh, but I don't know which way round these go. Okay, from 1, well, I can remove 1 from those cells. Now, this has become 8 or 9. Oh, that doesn't really... Well, this can't be 6 anymore. That's all I can take out as a result of removing 1. That's... I thought we were going to fix that. No. Okay, up from 1, we go to 5 or 6. Then we go back down to 2 or 1, which must be a 1 now. Yeah, 3 is not possible. Then we go up to 5 or 6, which must be a 5. So now this is 3 or 4. What have we actually got left in this box? 3, 4, 8, and 9. So that's going to be 1 low and 1 high. So that's low, and that must be high. And therefore this is not 8 or 7 or 6 anymore. Yeah, that's right. And now this looks like it can't be 2 or 3 to me. From 4 or 5 coming down. Oh, the same going up. That's definitely a 9. Okay, that's annoying because it's actually not going to have any further ramifications. Ah, but 5 going down to 1, which can't go up to 7. Oh, it is all done. It is all done. We're going to fill this in now. I really think so. Haven't proved that. 9 comes down to 5 there. Then that's a 1. But there are no knock-on effects. That's so strange. Okay, I will go up from 2, 6 or 7. From 2, I would go up to 6 or 7. From 6 or 7, I would come down 4 or 5 to 1, 2 or 3. So that is 6 or 2. From 6, I would have to come down to 1 or 2, and that's impossible. So that's a 2. That's not low. That is low. That's not low. These are low. That's not low. Now I've got a 7-8 pair and a 3-4 pair. I'm sure I'm going to be able to use those. 2. Oh, bother. I've done something wrong again. 2 can't go up to 8 or 9. Wow, this rule set is apparently something I can't cope with. That's my second mistake. Odd, I'm really sorry. What am I doing wrong there? If that was 2, this was 6 or 7. If that was 6 or 7, did I... No, you couldn't come down to 4. This would have to be 2. If that was 6, this would have to be 1 or 2. Have I... Oh, look, why couldn't that be 9? Ah, Mark, you're a muppet. That is your problem. Here we were. From 5 or 6 there, I said this had to be 1 or 2. And that is not the case, because from 5, it can be 9. And then this could be 5 or 4, whereas from 1, it would have to be 5. Right, so let's extend this again. I don't have any other mistakes to unwind yet. I sincerely apologise for being a doofus. I really thought I could manage this rule set, and it seems I can't. I think that is 6 or 2 again. 4 is too high. 2 can only go up to 6 or 7. Right, now 6 can now come down to 1, and 2 can't go up to 6 or 7. So I'm going to fill in the 1 there and trust that I've finally done this right. And the 1 goes up to 5 because it can't go to 6. So that's now a 4. That's a 3. Isn't it intriguing how this fills in and it's all different? That has to be a 4 now because it's not allowed to be a 3. So that's a 9. Okay, this is now working again. I'm not proud of myself. 3 must go to 8. 8 must go to 4. That 1 must go to 6, which must go to 2 and 7. 7, I said, and 3, and high and low. And now I don't have that 3, 4 pair and 7, 8 pair that I thought. And that 7 means this is a 6, that's a 2, this is a 7, that's a 3. I remember these had to be in 4 pairs, so 8 and 4, there we go. That's now a 6, which means this is not 3, or it's not 2 by Sudoku, so it's 1. That 1 is, well, that could go to 5 or 6, but the 9 can only go to 5. This isn't allowed to be 6 by Sudoku, and being next to the 9, it must be 5, and that must be 1. And those 5 diagonals are all complete. I'm really hopeful that I can do the rest by Sudoku without having to panic about, see, this is a naked single, without having to panic about the relations and just trust that Ard has found a grid that works. That digit sees 4, 5, 7, 6 in the row, 1, 3, 8 in the column, and 2 in the box. Then the 2 in that column is there, and that's a 4, 7 pair. That must be 8, 5, 3. It does look like most of this fills in. Now, obviously, if I have to do a bit of checking the rule in a moment, I'm fine with that. But if I can get away with it, it'll obviate the chance of making further errors. Uh, 2, 8, 8, 7, 2, 7 now. I still think, yeah, that is a naked single 1. That is a 2. That's 3 or 5. That is a naked single 6. That fixes this triple. I've got 1 digit left in column 3. 7 and 9 here, that's a deadly pattern, so I'm going to have to use the rule again, which is fine. I don't mind using the rule. Another deadly pattern on 3s and 5s. There and there. That's naked. 4. Oh, 1, 8, 2. That's naked. Then I can put in 1 and 8. That 2 fixes the triple. 7 and 4. Oh, down here it completely finishes off by Sudoku. So it's odd that it didn't in the top left corner. But anyway, 8 must go to 3, not to 5, and 3 goes to 7. So very easy to use the rule one more time, thank goodness. And there we go. What an absolutely bizarre puzzle. So clever. And I was pretty dumb, but I got there. Really, that is my goal, is to get to the end of the puzzles. I know some of you want perfect solution paths, but this channel is about live solves. What you sometimes get is erring, which is human, and forgiveness is divine, of course. We will see you again soon on the channel. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much to Ard for sending, if I call it a fascinating curiosity, I don't mean to demean the puzzle in any way. It's just extraordinary that this setup of, you know, that rule, 1 line that has no repeats on it and 2 given digits does the job here. What an amazing thing we've witnessed yet again on this channel today. So many days you see something incredible on this channel, and it's just a pleasure to be the conduit to bring it to you. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.